13 black crows. They're black as 3 a.m. and as big as vultures' eyes, with wings hanging to their sides like laundry on the line. They were standing in a circle, letting their tongues dry. They're coming for me like thieves or ghosts, stealing songs and whispering poems to themselves about nonsense and existence.
I'm Brian Williams of Norther Pine Longboards. I got into longboarding, I guess, when I was a kid, because I've been skateboarding for a long time. I fell in love with the old school aspect of skateboarding, and I started picking up old models. I found like an early 70s Fiberflex deck when I was like 12. And about 5 years ago, I took a trip to Duluth. I was in a skate shop called Freestyle of Duluth, and I came upon Sector 9 longboards, and I picked one of those up, started riding from there, fell in love with it again. Actually, my business partner John started riding with me every day after work. He fell in love with it. We wanted to make John a board, and I wanted to make a few other boards without having to pay big money for them. You know, I wanted a whole stash of boards. So we started making them, and thank God our first one came out perfect. Well, not perfect, but riding.
Right, that first longboard that we threw out, we rode it, and we're like, wow, this probably rides a little bit better than yours, Brian.
From there on out, we just tweaked the press a little bit and tweaked our epoxy setup, and kept making boards, selling them to friends and making them for ourselves. And after that, we just kept designing shapes. I mean, we basically decide what style of riding we want to encompass with the new shape. And then we say, okay, is it going to be a simple shape like a cruiser deck, like the classic pintails you see behind me? Is it going to be something more involved for a freestyle shape? Is it going to have a cutout nose or tail? Is it going to have wheel wells? Is it going to have drop-through trucks? Is it going to be a drop deck? So after we design the board, we press the prototype and come up with the original shape and get it all dialed in, sand it perfect, try to get it as symmetrical as we can, and then we put it into production, and we use that initial board as our template. And so we'll press off of that, and we'll press a bunch of those, and then we actually fasten the template to the rough cut board when we cut it out on the router table. So all our boards are, you know, as uniform as they can possibly be for a 100% hand-built product. And after that process, we just do all the finishing work and put it out the door. We've definitely had some headaches. So I think the biggest hurdle with us was the fear of, you know, turning it into an actual LLC and paying taxes and all that. I mean, we were kind of leery about that just because it was one other thing to do. We were spending all our time making boards, and we both had full-time jobs, and John was starting a family. So after we looked into that, we figured out it was actually pretty easy to start a business, so we did. As far as the future of Norther Pine Longboards goes, I'd like to see it get as big as it possibly can. I mean, it started out a hobby, just a way for John and I to hang out, and we brought on another business partner, Adam, and we got all sorts of friends and family helping us out. So I don't see why this business, with the continued growth in sales at least, we can't make it huge.
It's been fun though. I mean, it's a learning experience, and I'm not saying we did everything perfect.
Yeah.
And you know, to do it all over again, I'm sure we'd do a lot of things different.
Yeah.
To get where we are right now, but that's, like I said, you know, the journey along the way is so fun.
Well, yeah, it speaks volumes that we were able to stick it together this long and make this happen, you know.